What's up, Padel players? It's Guille here. The main mistake beginners players make is getting their core position wrong. That's why today in this video I'm gonna show you the main tips you gotta know to know where to position your core depending on where the ball is or depending on where your opponents are. Make sure you stay until the end because this tip is gonna make you win more games. Or at least it's gonna avoid your partner give you faces and get all. You know how it is. Let's do it. There are three main areas on a paddle court. We have the back of the court or defense position. When you're back there, your goal should be to defend and should be to bring the opponents to the back. Then we have no man's land or dead zone or a place that you never want to be in. Is where you go to die, okay? Not really, but over there you are too far to attack and too far to defend. In that area, a lot of the balls are gonna bounce on your feet, making it really hard to return. So try to avoid that area as much as possible, unless you are transitioning to the front or going to the back. And then we have no man's, I already say that. And then we have the net position. In the net position, that's where you wanna be, that's where you make your points. 70 to 80% of the points are made from that area, and that's why when your coach sees you play, he always tells you to come to the front when you're serving. Now, when you're a really beginner, being on the net position and doing volleys is kind of complicated because it takes a little more reaction time. You have to make sure you are ready for the ball. But even though if you are starting to play, you have to make sure you get used to coming to the front because that's what's gonna allow you eventually to get to the next level. But remember, you are not gonna rush to the front every single time. You have to make sure you time it right, because if you try to go to the net while they're in the net with an easy shot, yeah, they're gonna make the point. You're gonna be in the wrong position, okay? So when do you come up? Well, you have three main options. A lob that goes over their head, forcing them back. A deep lob, landing close into the baseline and getting them in a really uncomfortable position, or a chiquita, which is a short, low shot that goes to their feet and the only angle they have to bring the ball back is up. So in that case, you can just rush forward and get the net. Let's talk about where to stay in the court. Well, the position depends on which part of the court you stay, either attacking, net position, or defending. But when you are in the back of the court, you want to stay between the intersection of the lines because that gives you space to come back and forth. Also avoids the ball bouncing on your feet. The most common error when defending is stepping on the line because that's gonna make you be late for the deep balls, and also the ball that is going to bounce on the line is gonna be on your feet, making it really hard to return. Now, when you're back there, if your partner moves to the right, you move a little bit so you cover the middle. Same if it's to the other side. Then we already talked about no man's land, that this is a transition zone. If you are a beginner player, you should never spend much time there. The main mistake people make in that area is just that they hit the ball and they just wait for the ball there. Now let's talk about the net position. When you're over here, many players make one of these two mistakes. First, standing too far back or getting too close. Usually you want to be between the first and second pole, okay? If you're in that place, it's gonna be really hard for them to lob you. Let's talk about the first common mistake, being too far back. If you're too far from the net, your opponents can easily hit the ball at your feet and you'll be forced to volley from an awkward position. The second mistake is getting too close. You might feel aggressive and want to dominate the net, but being too close leaves a huge space behind you, making it easy for your opponents to lob over your head. The solution. So where do you want to be? Ideally, about one step in front of the second post. From this position, you can move forward to attack or step back to defend against lob. It's perfect for balance. Now, movement at the net is just as important as your positioning. When you are the net, focus on moving sideways. You and your partner wants to move as a windshield wiper. If the ball is on the side, the person on the side covers the line, while the person cross course covers the middle. Let's go, those are the fundamentals. Thanks for watching, until next time.